It's a time of year corn producers are no doubt excited to see harvest time. That's certainly the case for Matt Oliver, a producer in Macon County, who says this year's growing season has been nothing short of a difficult one as the weather went from one extreme to the next, which meant having to keep a close eye on the crop.
This year our corn acreage is down a little bit. We're at around 600 acres. This growing season, one thing about it, there's been no moderation whatsoever in this growing season. It's been very hot and cold. It's either been way too wet or way too dry, and we've had some big extremes. There were times we had to irrigate a whole lot, and there were times that we literally had water running out of the field from rainfall. So it just meant really keeping a close eye on things. We use moisture sensors for our irrigation needs to determine when we need to irrigate or when we don't. So that helped a lot this year too.
And unfortunately, according to Oliver, harvest season certainly hasn't really been a walk in the park either, as just like with the growing season, the weather has been volatile.
I was really concerned early on. The moisture was extremely high. The moisture on the corn would not come down. And this week's been a total game changer. Just like I said earlier, in South Georgia, we have these extremes. It's either way too hot or way too cool or way too wet or way too dry. That's definitely the way it's been. The harvest has been an extreme.
Despite the challenges, though, Oliver says that overall, the crop has turned out to be a decent one, as they didn't have a lot of disease and pest pressure. However, he says it could have been a better one if they wouldn't have had to lower their fertilizer usage due to the cost of fertilizer more than doubling since last season.
We really didn't have a whole lot of disease issue. I know that there's some local growers that are having some issues with aflatoxins, so they're having a hard time delivering. But we just kind of counting our blessings. We've done well. The yield is good. The yield may have been higher last year, but we did roll back our input some from a fertilizer standpoint, just because of the increase in fertilizer and fuel and that sort of thing. Fertilizer's gone up. I'd have to do the math, but I'd say 175% over a year and a half ago.
Fortunately, Oliver says that for now, the market for corn is decent, and he believes they will at least meet their bottom line this season. However, he says that it's hard to look forward to the future with so much uncertainty on the horizon.
Markets are good. Do I wish they could be better? Absolutely, I wish they could be better. I think they need to be a little bit better in order to help us have some margin over and above our inputs. The market volatility has been crazy. There's been some major highs and lows, and we just never know where it's going. I think we'll be okay this year, and from a margin standpoint, we're going to come out okay. But optimism level for the future, I got to put it like this: if you're a farmer, you're most likely an optimist anyway. You better be. Or you probably need to find something else to do.
Reporting in Ideal for the Farm Monitor, I'm John Holcomb.